Hey everybody, it is Sunday and it is time for my mental health vlog. And the first thing I want to say is I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas yesterday for those of you that celebrate. I hope that you were able to spend some time with friends and family and at least connect through video chatting or through phone or making connections with those important people in your life that we don't always have the time to connect with. So I really hope you made the most of your holiday time and made those connections. I know that the Omicron variant has really played havoc on the holidays this year. Got boosted today, woohoo! So I mean, just do the best you can to be as safe as you can. That's all I can say about that. I mean, the COVID virus has made it very clear that it's going to be around for a bit. Unfortunately, there's a lot of human behavior that has allowed it to increase due to making things political and not taking the advice of scientists. But I'm not here to judge anybody on that. I just definitely want you to do what you feel is best to protect you and your family. Oh, that burned out. So yeah, Merry Christmas. Monday and Tuesday I spent pretty much the entire day from sun up to sundown in my office where I am right now, working on embroidery orders, trying to get those out as close to Christmas as I could. I know there's people that ordered stuff after the cutoff and they're going to get it a little bit later than they wanted, but I didn't have a whole lot of control over that. I just tried to go above and beyond to make sure they got the stuff they wanted. When Wednesday night came around, it was kind of like, okay, here's the big weekend rush. I just need to just set Etsy aside until after the holidays and just kind of focus on me and what I needed to do. So Wednesday night for a date night with my boyfriend and I, we try and always do something together on Wednesday that keep a date night thing. He had the great idea of going to the Houston Arboretum for Lightscape, which they have. It's a walking path, takes maybe an hour to get through, maybe a mile to. I'm horrible at distance judging and time judging and most judging. But it was beautiful. I mean, just so much creativity and excellent use of lighting and just beautiful artistry done. It was quite well done, and it was a great way to spend an hour. Then yeah, we just kind of came home and watched some TV. I feel like we watched a movie. I told you, like, a lot of this week has just been a blur. Thursday worked. I totally forgot that Friday was a holiday and that Thursday we were supposed to stop working at like noon, and my brain processed that Friday was working until noon and whatever. No, so Thursday I worked a lot more than I needed to, which basically means I sat here and stared at my computer waiting for work to come in, keeping my mouse active because there was nothing to do. And then Thursday afternoon, I had my meeting on Thursday night, and my meeting was good. I have a very strong connection with my group. I love my group. My group is my higher power for my program. This is, of course, my SAA meeting. I'm eternally grateful for my group, and I'll tell you a little bit more in a minute. After group, went to fellowship. Just it was a good time, just hanging out and chatting with the guys prior to the holidays, and who did you get what for Christmas and all that kind of fun stuff. Friday morning, I woke up, not feeling amazing. Like, my allergies are like, the weather here in Houston, it is 85 degrees today or something. It is way too damn hot for it to be Christmas, but these allergies, oh my God, they are worse than I've had in years. I'm sneezing like crazy. My boyfriend's sneezing like crazy. Like, we were worried we had COVID, so we were taking our temperature all the time, and we didn't have any of the signs of COVID, so we weren't super concerned about it. So it very much just kind of pointed to allergies. But I was very concerned that I wasn't going to have something that I was very excited about. I wasn't going to be able to spend Christmas Eve and Christmas morning with my son I have not had Christmas Eve and Christmas morning with my son in 2 years. I have seen him on Christmas Day for the last 2 years, but I've never had that, hey, wake up, Santa came type moment in a couple of years. And with my son just turning 9, I don't know how many more years of belief in Santa and belief in the magic of Christmas that I have with him. So I was thrilled to get one more year of him believing in the fucking elf on the shelf, which I can't stand, but he loves, and that Santa and stockings and reindeer and was all that stuff. However, I was very thrilled that I got to pick him up on Friday afternoon quite early, because I didn't have to work, even though for some reason I thought I did. And we got to spend some time together here at the house. And then we went down to my boyfriend's parents' house a little farther south from us, and we had Christmas with them, and we had a dinner. As much as I love being with my son, he was being quite challenging on Christmas Eve. There were a couple of different things going on with him. ADHD and ODD were definitely in high swing. I had forgotten to give him his evening ADHD medication, which I left here at the house. And I don't mind saying I was embarrassed by some of his behavior. I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't change it in the moment. But it made me realize that I give him passes all the time. And I say, this is probably because of the ADHD or the ODD. I had ADHD and probably ODD. And I never got those passes. And I need to let him know that your behavior might be because of a medical condition, but your behavior still has consequences. So I need to start being a little bit more strict with and structured with him, which is so hard for me to do. But I definitely need to do it more. My ex called me this week yelling at me that I wasn't stepping up and that he's so tired of being the bad parent all the time. And part of me was like, well, you have him 90% of the time. You get to deal with the good and the bad. Sometimes you get to be good and bad. I have him like 10% of the time. I want to make that as good as possible. I don't want to have to be mean or strict or the bad guy, but that's not doing anybody any favors, including my son. And I want him to be the best, well-adjusted version of himself that he can. And I need him to help to learn how to incorporate self-control and not be dependent on medication. Because as an adult, that's what you have to do. And he needs to start learning that now, because he's almost a preteen. Oh my God, he's almost a preteen. Not prepared for that. After being with his parents on Thursday night, we came back here. I decided, my boyfriend decided he wanted a fire in the fireplace, even though it's 85 degrees outside, whatever. So I opened the flue, asterisk, and I lit the log of the fire. And the house started to smell really good, like a nice campfire. And about 20 minutes later, beep, 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 all these alarms are going off in the house, and it's still hazy in the house. And I'm like, I opened the flue. I know I opened the flue. So here I am on my back with my head in the fireplace, trying not to let my hair catch on fire, because I don't have much back here and I sure don't want to lose it. On my back with my head in the fireplace, looking at the flue, and the flue has angles. So when I moved it, it clicked, but it didn't actually open the flue. I had to go in there and move it like 3 or 4 different places to actually get the flue open. So I did that. We opened the windows, and my son is freaking out because he does not do well with sharp, loud, abrupt sounds. Never has. It's part of the ADHD. So he's freaking out. The dog's freaking out. The house is freaking out. Memories and adventure. My house still smells like a campfire, but right now it's the holidays, so that's festive, and I'm just going to go with that. So we got cookies baked, which was, again, another challenge with my son being a little unfocused on Christmas Eve and kid Christmas. I mean, it is what it is. I can imagine I probably wasn't super well behaved during the holidays either. He did have a moment where he was sad and upset, and he was afraid that Santa wasn't going to come, because he mentioned a couple things throughout the year he had done that were bad, and he was afraid that that was going to put him on the bad list and that he wasn't worth Santa coming to stop. And I took that opportunity to take some things that I have learned and to instill that into him, that I pray he took to heart. One of those is, we are not defined by our mistakes. We are not the bad decisions that we've made. We are a larger collection of things. And we all do things that are bad, or we all make decisions that are wrong, or choices that may not be the best thought out. But Santa looks into our hearts and can see our character. And he knows if we're good. And I told my son, you are so good. You do things that drive me nuts. You make bad decisions, but you are so good. And I never want him to feel less than worthy. Because I have felt less than worthy. Less than worthy of gifts, of praise, of love. I have felt that. I never want him to feel that. And I'm going to do everything in my power to keep him from that feeling that way. I had to give him a little extra melatonin to go to sleep on Christmas Eve, because it was already like 10:30 when the cookies were done. But we set up the cookies and the carrots and the lettuce for the reindeer, and he went to sleep. We gave it like 15 minutes for lights out, and he was gone. So we did the stockings, and we put the presents out, and we put away some of the cookies, and we ate some of the cookies, and set everything else up for Christmas morning. And then went to bed because we were both just beat. I think we finally got to bed around 1, and 6 in the morning. Papa, Santa came. It was the best way to get woken up. Not a morning person, but it really was the best way to get woken up. So I laid in bed for a minute so I can, become human, and got up and spent Christmas morning with my son and my boyfriend, and it was really nice. I took him home at noon because that was what we agreed on. It was 12:05. I felt kind of bad because my ex is like, please try to get him here a few minutes before noon so I can get a little bit of Christmas morning with him, and it just didn't work out that way. I tried. It didn't work out that way. And I checked on him later through my ex just to make sure he had a good rest of the afternoon, and he did. He got some cool stuff from Santa at the apartment, and some great gifts from Daddy and from Daddy's boyfriend, and I was thrilled that he had a great day full of love and gifts and support. Went to see Spider-Man Christmas afternoon. Oh my God, it's an amazing movie, but do your homework first. If you go and see it without seeing, I can't say a whole lot, but previous Spider-Man movies, then you may not fully appreciate the movie, which was just very well done. Anyway, I digress. Then today, my boyfriend and I slept in. I actually got a good night's sleep for the first night in several nights. We ran some errands this morning, did a little post-Christmas shopping, picked up some late lunch, and came home after getting our vaccines, which I'm concerned about tomorrow, but got my vaccine, and got a call from a friend of mine in the program who's going through a very difficult breakup with his partner of several years, and basically needed a safe space to go. So he and my boyfriend are actually currently in the living room just talking, and I'm thrilled because he's in my group, and I love every member of my group. I love most members of my group. But the moment he said, "Can I come over?" I didn't think about the house being a mess. I didn't think about us being halfway through lunch. I didn't think about us watching television. I didn't think about what stuff that I had planned to do this afternoon. My answer was just, absolutely, what do you need? Come on over. Because I know, without a shadow of a doubt, everyone in my group would have done that for me. And I know that I have friends who did that for me when I needed them and I needed a place to stay a couple of years ago. So I hope I can always be that person for the people that are important in my life and that need it. So there you go. I have given no thought to the fact that 2021 is almost over. I'm not saying that 2022 is going to be our year, because I was so excited to see 2020 go, and then 2021 has been just 2020 the sequel. I don't know what to expect in 2022. None of us do. We can't control it. We can only control how we react to it. But be thinking about what you didn't accomplish this year that you wanted to. Is that something that you can try and work into 2022? Was there personal growth, personal development that didn't get done? I know for me there absolutely was. Several things that I had on my list didn't get done for whatever reason. This year was a shit show. But there's stuff that I need to pick back up and start working on in 2022. And I plan to. I don't believe in resolutions. Call them what you want, goals, whatever. Just things I'd like to try and accomplish to make myself a better person, because my goal every day is to be a better person than I was yesterday. Some days I'm successful, some days I'm not. But it's not about perfection. It's about progress. I hope that my videos have brought you guys some kind of sense or peace or connection to what's going on in your own world, and things I may have tried and or not done or done that you can connect with in some way. And I hope that it brings you some level of peace and joy and comfort in knowing that everyone has struggles that they deal with. We all handle them in different ways. And sometimes all we can do is share our successes and our failures in hopes that other people can learn, or that I can look back on my own life and see what I did that was great and what I did that wasn't. I am not saying goodbye, because I will continue these videos in 2022, but this is my last video for 2021. So I hope you all have a safe and blessed Happy New Year. Check on your friends, check on your family, check on yourself. I love you all, and I will see you in 2022.